Nehio. My name is Kitsune. I am the offspring of a residential school survivor. Many of the students here have similar stories where their parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents went to residential schools, where our culture, our language, and identity was stripped from us. Our practice is forbidden. Today I'm here to give thanks by doing a land acknowledgement and thanking the caretakers that came before us. But instead of doing a specific acknowledgement, I put down some tobacco today for you to have a safe journey and to enjoy the show. If you'd like to know whose land you're currently occupying, check out these two resources here. So whether you're here in Ontario, in Toronto like the students, or nationwide, giving thanks to those who came before us means that we are giving thanks to our ancestors and the many generations who came before us today.
Bojo ani tansi, miigwech for that beautiful land acknowledgement. I'd like to welcome you to our final evening of CIT's Spring Showcase. We are now at the finale. It has been an honor to host this evening and this event for CIT. Each evening, I get the opportunity to sit and watch these amazing performances, and they do not disappoint. I'm excited to see what is in store for us tonight. If this is your first time attending, I would like to start with a small announcement stating that this is a pay what you can show. We thrive off of your donations, and your donations fuel our programming for our students and helps us provide the best education possible. If you are interested in donating to CIT, please click the link in the description. Donations of any amount are welcomed and greatly appreciated. So allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jody Taylor, and I'm coming to you live from North Bay, Ontario, and I'll be your host for the evening. I myself am a theater graduate, and I know how hard it is and the amount of work and dedication that goes into these performances. I would like to acknowledge the staff, students, and the tech crew for their efforts in pulling together this showcase digitally through this pandemic. These students haven't had a normal school experience due to COVID, and we are so proud of them and encourage each and every one of them to continue persevering. So let's jump into the first part of our show with physical storytelling directed by Julia Aplin, then some Shakespeare directed by Ed Roy. Please enjoy.
top of that same hill.
You do climb up it now. Look how we labor.
Methinks the ground is even.
Horrible steep. Hark! Do you hear the sea?
No, truly.
Why then your other senses grow imperfect? By your eyes' anguish.
So it may be indeed. Methinks thy voice is altered, and thou speakst in better phrase and manner than thou didst.
Y'are much deceived. In nothing am I changed, but in my garments.
Methinks y'are better spoken.
Come on, sir. Here's the place. Stand still. How fearful and dizzy 'tis to cast one's eyes so low. The crows and coes that wing the midway air show scarce so gross as beetles. Halfway down hangs one that gathers samphire. Dreadful trait. Methinks he is no bigger than his head. The fishermen that walk upon the beach appear like mice, and yon tall anchoring bark diminished to her cock. Her cock, a buoy almost too small for sight. The murmuring surge that on the unnumbered idle pebble chafes cannot be heard so high. I'll look no more, lest my brain turn and topple down headlong.
Set me where you stand.
Give me your arm. You are now within a foot of the extreme verge. For all beneath the moon would I not leap upright.
Let go my hand. Here, friends, another person and a jewel well worth a poor man's taking. Fairies and gods, prosper it with thee. Now, go thou farther off. Bid me farewell. Let me hear thee going.
Now fare ye well, good sir.
With all my heart.
Why do trifle thus with his despairs done to cure it?
Oh, you mighty gods, this world I do renounce, and in your sight shake patiently my great affliction off. If I could bear it longer and not fall to quarrel with your great opposeless wills, my snuff and loathed part of nature should burn itself out. If Edgar live, oh, bless him. Now, fellow, fare thee well.
Gone, sir. Farewell. And yet, I know not how conceit may rob the treasury of life, when life itself yields to the theft. Had he been where he had thought, had this thought had been past, alive or dead? Oh, you, sir, friend, hear ye, sir, thus might he pass indeed, yet he revives. What are you, sir?
Away, let me die.
Hadst thou been aught but gossamer, feathers, air, so many fathom down precipitating, thou'd shiver like an egg, but thou dost breathe. Hast heavy substance, leadest not, speakest, art sound. 10 masts at each make not the altitude which thou hast perpendicularly fell. Thy life's a miracle. Speak yet again.
But ever honor, no.
From the dread summit of this rocky bourne, look up a height. The shrill gorge lark so far cannot be seen or heard. Do but look up.
Alas, I have no eyes. Is wretchedness deprived that benefit to end itself in death? 'Twas yet some comfort when misery could beguile a tyrant's rage and frustrate his proud will.
Give me your arm. Up. So, how is it? Feel your legs? You stand.
Too well, too well.
This is above all strangeness. Upon the crown of the cliff, what thing was that which parted from you?
A poor unfortunate beggar.
As I stood here below, methought his eyes were two full moons. He had 1,000 noses. Horns whelked and waved like the inward sea. It was some being. Therefore, thy happy father, think that the clearest gods, who make them honors of men's impossibilities, have preserved thee.
I do remember now. Henceforth I'll bear affliction until it do cry out itself, enough, enough, and die. That thing you speak of, I took it as a man. 'Twould often say, the fiend, he led me to that place.
Bear free and patient thoughts.
Thank you again for attending our spring showcase. Do you like what you're watching so far? I'm watching along with all of you from my laptop here on YouTube. So I'm just gonna give a little shout out to the people who's made some comments, like Rose Stella, hello Rose, Michael Jukes, hey Mike, Fox and Mox, she said she brought popcorn this time. Yes, snacks are always great to have when you're watching a show. And Kiana Garcia, she said she loves this. I love this too. So happy that you're all watching along. I really do love all the support and comments that are coming through, so keep them going. I'm sure it means a lot to our performers. Again, I would like to put it out there that every dollar goes towards furthering our students' education, so please feel free to donate to our school. All you have to do is click the link in the description. We are now mid-show, and we have about an hour left of performances. We're going to start out with Glow, our story creation project directed by Ange Loft. And we'll be ending off with Connecting 2020 video project directed by Ed Roy. So please enjoy.
Light beings, assemble. This is what you've been waiting for. It will soon be your time to shine. Keep your eyes up. There's dragons around. They will take you out if you're caught anywhere between the worlds.
We don't live on Earth, but we revolve around it. He's gonna send one of us to Earth. Protect, defend, whoever needs us. That is the code. This is the light.
You are anxious, tough terrain.
Rockets and stars, UFOs, headquarters in the sky, real sci-fi fantasy. I can see all the way down on Earth. It's a jungle down there.
They came up from the ground like fingers. The vines are mounted in the celestial realm, the bridge between worlds. They'll hold you up, but keep moving. Just like we practice, swing down on those vines.
Crystal Boy, Halo the light switch. You're gonna join us today. Let's see how you do out there. Come on down from your floating islands. Training time is over. To the front lines.
Fear. Unknown.
No turning back.
Scared?
Sweaty palms.
Let's do this.
Mission Penny Candy. There's a kid who needs your help down there. I want to see some boots on the ground.
Can I go? 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 Can I go?
She said no.
Can I go?
She said no.
Can I go?
She said no.
She said no. Then she said, hurry. Somehow she changed her mind and said, hurry.
Hurry up then. Hurry. Hurry.
Full penny pocket. Shiny.
I used to have a lot of change. I was tumbling, getting all my stuff.
He likes to buy penny candy.
So, we're heading to the store. She used to get me those penny candies. We stopped at the gas station. She was gonna pour gas. Mom, I want to come in. She said no.
She said no.
Can I go?
She said no.
Can I go?
I had a bunch of pennies in my pocket. I was thinking of all the candies I was gonna buy. My auntie is with us. She is 3 years older than me. Res things.
I want to go in and spend my pennies.
No.
He was sitting in the car, thinking, I'm gonna get out anyway.
I get out. She's like,
No.
All of a sudden, this drunk driver comes along. No.
I jumped so high, picked up and carried away.
Soaring through the air.
The light is bright and turquoise.
Pennies flying everywhere.
I hit the windshield.
Glass cracking open like a spider web.
The driver hit him. The driver hit him.
It's okay. It's okay. I just hit the car with my knee.
He broke the windshield with his elbow.
The guy just stood there, all apologizing.
His mother came out.
She's cussing the drunk driver out.
The guy took off, drove away. Crystal Boy, get your lights on that guy.
No one can get away from me.
As the car squeals away, they catch his license plate.
That was a close one.
We got another one kicking around on the human plane. There's some reports of strange noises.
Crystal Boy and Reflection, I'm gonna need you down there. Double time. Don't expect to get much rest.
The vines were a vibrant pink, attached to large, thick roots.
Hot pink, waxy coating that was slippery to the touch and hard to grip.
I am not afraid.
When you go boating around the res, you see a little island. Humans shouldn't be there. The island was big enough that people could go on it, so they wanted to. That's why I wanted to go on it. It was small, but it was big enough that you could chill on it. It was a really tiny island. You can literally walk around it in a couple of minutes. My aunt and uncle took her cousin there with his girlfriend and stayed in a tent. They stayed overnight on the tiny island. Don't camp on the island. There was a ghost on the island. Ghost story.
It was dark.
There was a ghost on the island.
Stomping around.
Ghost story.
They were in a tent and they heard something.
There was a ghost on the island.
They heard people.
And it was dark.
There was an auntie and an uncle.
There was.
Ghost story.
What the hell?
And then there was an island.
And it was dark.
Ghost story.
They were in a tent and they heard something.
And it was stomping around. There was an uncle and auntie.
In the dark. And then there was an island.
And it was dark.
On the dock.
There was an auntie and an uncle.
Ghost story.
There was a ghost on the island. They never took us there.
Do you know if there are any animals to be aware of on this island? Or just ghosts?
I don't know if there were any animals on that thing. There weren't a lot of trees there. You could probably see the moon. There were definitely fish in the water, and there might have been bugs. It was too small to have a bear on it. People always want to go where they shouldn't.
So he's heartbroken. In the woods. He's all alone out there. There's natural green colors, a nice chill evening. There are some dark greens, orange colors, dark blue sky. He's been heartbroken, as you can see. The tears on his face. Wandering forever. He goes hunting to get stuff off his mind. Kills a deer and whatnot. And he sees the orc. He sees the orc. He's angry and sad. And he takes all this anger out on this orc and kills him.
From headquarters, I have a view of Earth. I have a big telescope. I can see what's going on over there. Recon?
Everybody was sweating. You could feel the heat rising, pulling down on us.
Recognizing their pain. It's hot out there. Full sun beating down on them. Looks like he went there to support his grandfather. He's dancing.
Understand the pain that a woman goes through in childbirth. To take a life is discounting the pain that a woman has birthing.
Empathize with them. Understand. Physical pain is nothing compared to the pain inside.
The sun is watching over them, radiant from above.
Hands overlapped eyes. Red sunburn. Hands run down eyes.
I remember being really scared and the sun's beating down. It's hot and you really feel like
They were red from the sun. They were sweating.
and you can drink water, but you know that they can't. So you really just feel like
Powerful.
everyone was sweating. There's a center pole and then there's ties. And then you dance and you whistle and you pull yourself back. For some societies, they get pierced on their backs and they drag skulls around the arbor. It takes a long time to break. If it takes too long, they put a grandchild on the skull so it's heavier and it's easier. Spectators dance alongside to show their support.
Understand why they do it.
Dance alongside.
Get over that fear.
Releasing something heavy.
Unleashing power out and back up to fully harness within myself.
It scares you when you first see it.
Control my anger. It's this big thing. It's pulling me. Electricity and thunder. Near the end and letting off rage.
They were red from the sun. He told his grandmother he was scared.
And the center pole is made from a tree. The four grandmothers, they put the tree up. They tie tobacco on the poles and the ties are your prayers to the Creator.
It breaks. You are set free.
And then night falls. Then it's cool, but it's like kind of spooky. There's this unknown force that permeates the air, and everybody can feel it. For somebody who's not used to it, it's scary, but it's comforting at the same time.
Relax. Come with me to the kitchen and we'll have some tea.
While they were walking, he saw a bunch of little lights.
And I looked to the arbor, and there were so many lights flickering.
He told his grandmother he was scared of what he's seen.
That's the ancestors dancing.
I come from a spark of fire, and I love to float around the world. A blue bright shooting star. What? It's well known I could be cold as winter and warm as the sun.
I radiate a warm orangey yellow energy, filling up bodies with hope and ease. I slither through a body and I dance on arms, soft, warm, smooth light, sending my love out to humans.
I have light that free flows throughout. It travels boldly from my palms to my toes, to my neck and down below. Old golden state, constantly shimmering in my veins, electrifying the body.
I imagine that I'm walking around the earth. I'm looking in the same spot as I walk around. When it comes to the nighttime, the people are feeling down. I'm thinking that when they look to the sky and they see a shooting star, that's me.
Attention! Let me turn it over to Ambassador Red Ember Phoenix for the briefing.
I've received some intelligence. There's a bar on the edge of a reserve crawling with lost lights. There were a lot of sightings of random people showing up. It's causing trouble for some humans. Looks like a rogue force. Oh, I've seen this one before. This is an old story. Looks like every reserve has stories about him.
We got word of this guy showing up and getting everyone drunk. He looks like he was taking some folks on a ride. He totaled their car. He walked away fine.
Bright and shiny. Don't be deceived.
Vibey, Nebula Buddy, you're gonna check it out. Ambassador, would you like to join us? Who does this guy think he is?
It's a dark, dingy bar. It's loud and distracting. It's got old neon lights. One of them's buzzing for years. It's got a short in it. You can't sit in front of it.
You can get lost there. Cigarettes and cheap perfume.
Dirty mop water.
It's intoxicating. Get in, get it done, and get out. Confront it, rationalize it, use your training. Blend in with the people. Make it back in one piece. Don't get caught in the vines.
It's got a pool table and there's a young woman hustling all the boys.
Keep an eye on each other. There's dragons here. Pool balls smashing against each other, the jukebox with the old-timey buttons. Choose a few songs.
It's better to go back to pee rather than using the washroom.
That kind of bar, really sticky, that makes that sound when you walk, like your shoes are sticky.
Target spotted. He's a fast one. Yeah, he's been down here for a while. Head vision jumper. Ambassador, any advice?
Light beings, remember you are visitors. You can't stick around. Hang out with all the humans.
They'll tell stories about you.
This bar was jumping. It was the 80s. Neon signs around the bar. It's kind of icky, but it's a place to drink. So they go there. A guy drove to the bar in a Camaro. All shiny, bright headlights. It was the rock and roll days. Says, I know quite a bit of people. He starts naming all these bands. I know them on a personal level. I have my guitar here. He goes out and grabs it. brings it in, and he starts shredding on this electric guitar. He shows everyone the skill. Everyone's hype. Talking to him, he goes and buys everyone shots.
There's slots in there too. There's slots in the bar. He starts giving people rounds and giving people money to play slots. Who is this guy?
From there, everyone's drinking. Whatever. Camaro guy pulls out a lot of cash. He knows a lot of people. He's a big spender. Money falling into hands. Big bags of coins. Shiny. He gives them feelings of confidence, radiance, spirits boosted.
The night's almost done, and everyone is loaded. They all won at slots. He says, "Come with me. I'll show you the bright lights. You can drive." The guy with the trench coat, as he's going into the back seat of the Camaro.
The headlights are shining. They catch a glimpse. Under his trench coat, he
has a long tail. Under his trench coat, they see the tail. They see the tail slither in.
I've seen this before. I illuminate the unbalance. Reveal your soul's true nature. I see them disappear into their heads, disassociate, scream and grab their hearts. When my light gets in, it grows truth, no matter how uncomfortable.
You are afraid. Let me tell you, use your heart as strength. Power, love, positivity. Rid negative energy. Nebula, buddy, you're up. Nervous? I got your 6. Go for it.
You are afraid. Believe. You know where you should go, and it ain't that way. Open that door. Get out of that car. A ball of blue fire, a bright star that floats around their body, then goes inside their soul to protect them from their fears and disbeliefs. You don't need to get caught up with that guy. Hope, dream.
Captain Boyoing, we got a problem. There's this dragon, and it lives in a cave. It's the size of the Rogers Center. It likes watching hockey, has a TV with gold scattered all around his place, because it only eats gold.
Looks like he can breathe fire, lightning.
And reflection, this one's yours. This is a quick job. Give this guy some direction. Pressure's on. This is a big one. Halo, you're backup. Show him how it's done.
Ready for game time. Let's go, Oilers. Let's go. Let's go, Oilers. Let's go. Let's go, Oilers. Let's go.
He goes again? He goes again? He goes again?
Where the great Edmonton Oilers play.
When I was in high school, there was a job fair at Rexall Place, where the Oilers play. They were hiring cashiers, so you had to be 18 to serve alcohol.
saying too much at the interview.
He's thinking of hockey, and that's why there's hearts all around. And then even his eyes are like hard eyes because he's thinking of hockey. At that time, that's all he thought about was hockey.
Went to the interview, said a little too much. They said he was saying too much, but his friends got hired.
Friends were hired on this point.
All right, here's a dragon. He's a young dragon. He's back at home at 6:30, and the game's about to start. The hockey game. He has braces on because he's a young dragon.
His friends were poking fun at him.
I remember in my interview, I was trying to say a lot, say too much. They all got jobs.
It lives up in this high mountain. It's hidden away. He thinks nobody knows about it. It doesn't look like humans can find their way up there. Humans can't physically see it. They don't even know this thing exists.
He would go to the outdoor rink for 3 hours just to play before an actual Oilers game is on. That was kind of his routine.
Scales? He can never be cut. No weapon can hurt him.
Friends making fun of him.
They poked fun at him for not getting the job.
It's so high up that only certain birds can fly around up there. If a human were to get up there somehow, they would die instantly because it's a big dragon and it would kill you, you know?
There was another job fair at Rexall Place again.
He goes to the teacher to ask for advice.
Dress properly and be more direct. I have a light that chills on my hand. This light outlines my body.
Let's go, Oilers. Let's go. Let's go, Oilers. Let's go. Let's go, Oilers. Let's go. Where the great Edmonton Oilers play.
I start by harvesting the light energy. Once it's big enough, I can split it into two. Then I go and punch that light into other people's heads. It gives this glow.
Dress properly and be more direct.
It's time.
He goes again. Goes back for the second job fair. Applies for the exact same position.
He gets the job. Don't give up. He ended up getting the job.
We got an overnighter coming up. On guard. Full time. 4 nights in a row. Let's get a volunteer. Crystal Boy? Well, all right. No sleep for you. Mission, firekeeper. Keep it safe, keep it clean, stay vigilant.
It was June 1st, 2020. I filled in my application to the school. I thought, I'm not going to get accepted.
June of 2020. He just lost his great auntie.
My auntie had passed. She practically raised me when my other mom was busy. I was there to pay my respects and make sure others could pay their respects.
June of 2020. His aunt had passed away.
Each day of the wake, the funeral, my family always argued.
He knew that she was in a better place, and she would always be watching over him.
I was the only one watching over the fire.
A lot of the nights he would have to turn people away.
So, go home.
So,
Not now.
West. Not now.
I'm welcome here.
It's not a good time. Just go.
No.
see you later.
Leave.
Can't be
Sorry.
here right now.
You have to go.
I was the one that had to tell them that only a certain amount of people could come. With the whole COVID thing, at the time, I didn't care, but I cared about my family.
It was about 5 in the morning.
Honestly, I felt numb. I had no emotions, no feelings. I was just sitting there, the last day.
The last day of the fire. His auntie really loved to watch him dance.
I was alone, watching the fire. It was about 5 in the morning.
She loved to watch him dance. She pushed him.
He was the only one who stayed with the fire every night. A lot of the nights, he would have to turn people away. He watched the fire. June 2020.
Right when I was about to cry,
The fire went bigger.
the fire went really big. The fire raised, it went huge. It opened my eyes to let me know that something happened. And in that moment, when it went big, I was like kind of freaked out in a way, surprised and confused. I had my phone with me, and it was only me.
Not only an hour later,
I got a notification.
Ding.
I got an email that I was accepted to the school. Tears of joy. My attitude changed, my mood changed. Honestly, if she was here in my place, she would come to me and give me a hug and say, "I'm proud of you, my boy." Then she would start cleaning up and telling me I need to get groceries, you need to do dishes, and give me money. And I would be like, no, 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 no.
She loved to watch him dance. I wonder what you would have done if you didn't get into the school.
Celebrating a feast, they caught and slaughtered a dragon. On top of headquarters, looking at them below. I look over the edge. I have headphones and binoculars. They are feasting on a dragon. Yuck! His family died. He wanted revenge on the dragon. The dragon killed his family. He killed the dragon.
Light beings, headquarters is in a different dimension. I like to imagine there's a million doors in there. Behind each door is a person. They show you whatever they need help with.
I am Head Vision Jumper, guardian of the Flash Galaxy. I have light that bounces between galaxies, illuminating long-lost planets. We are all up in the sky, looking down on Earth, and we are watching these people. We're on standby, and we're ready to help.
I make a swing of the vine. I can sit there all day and watch the sunset.
There we go. A light's popped up. All right, break time's up. Don't get too comfortable. They are clearly struggling. He's up in the clouds. Hey kid, get down, there's dragons around.
In the sky, way above the clouds. It's a cloudy day, but he's above the clouds. The gossip miners have darkened their world, but he can see the sun. Floating around the earth, they are afraid of them like they are afraid of me.
I have a shield to guide me from the negative bullshit. I take the energy and throw it back.
I'm a piercing, omnipresent bullshit detector. I can see through anything.
Unsure of the future? Where is it taking you? Use my light to help guide your way. Back to school, everybody. Assume your human forms. We got a floater.
My light shines through my eyes and is warm to the touch. Flickers off and on. My light staggers and bounces.
Basically, everyone is in class. All the other kids are at square desks.
Everyone else in a square desk, except the guy sitting closest to the door.
He seems kind of upset how everyone is so negative.
He's being bullied for his writing and his art and his photography.
All right, close to the door. The sun shines on his face.
We get to enjoy one window with the sun shining through. If I could, I'd go out and spend the rest of my day with you. And this is the physical world. And there's this cloud following along all the way. This line here marks the curvature of Earth. And this is space.
Gossip, art, poems.
That's where your cloud is able to go, out into space, travel anywhere in the world that you've been. We feel a weight lifted off our backs, sitting in this class, I feel trapped. This day is already too long. Aggressive impulses. Remain calm, but you physically can't. Physical beings, you can't. So that just makes you wonder, what's all up there?
Some kid gets up.
And that particular day it was sunny. That's the sun. So I don't know if you guys can see this.
A shield of energy, but it's not visible.
His poems, art, pictures, he seemed upset.
Reached the limit, tipping point, sick of it, so we could deal with the next day. Lift me up and take me away.
The kid walked out of class. As soon as he walked out, everyone started talking smack.
Gossip is something they really like to do.
Gossiping is something they like to do.
Minded my own business.
They're going on, saying he's stupid, he's gay. He likes to do art. He likes photography, poetry.
He likes to do art, photography.
Art.
Thinks he's a photographer.
Poetry.
I'll think twice before I speak it aloud. Passion, vibrations hidden behind the clouds, to the pureness on the other side, up and over the sharp edges. We can go for a ride.
Unexpectedly, he came back in.
They stopped talking.
They stopped talking.
And it goes quiet.
He's standing there.
He notices people were talking shit about him.
He's standing there.
In his mind, he's taking pictures of what was really going on, capturing them in their scared poses.
Looking down on Earth.
Far right, close to the door.
He looked at me.
The sun shines on his face.
You're cool.
You look back at the rest of the class.
Puff you, puff you, puff you, puff you, puff you. Poetry.
You are stuck. Bold, golden. Touch the compass. Get through any hardship quickly. Into the future.
Shining in the night sky, reflecting like the surface of the moon.
Clouds, thrones, open spaces, a huge building, but there's no walls. You can see everything below you, above you. You can see it all.
Light beings. Headquarters is see-through. All glass. Postmodern 60s, like the Jetsons. We got a pool, we got a gym, everything you need to harness your light.
Got a bunch of different space creatures coming and going. There are multiple doors, different sizes because of the entities that will go in there. It says, UFOs are welcome. And in the back, you can see little rockets and things in the background, shooting stars. I don't know if they can see it. Maybe not. Down there is Earth, and you can see the sun. Captain Boyoing, Head Vision Jumper, this is Speedy. We got some kids down there. They're freaking out. We may have been spotted.
I was accepted into the first Junior Ranger camp for women. It was an old prison camp. We had a weekend, we had a car, and we decided to go to a drive-in. Everyone in.
7 people squished inside a Volkswagen Beetle. 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 7 people squished inside a Volkswagen Beetle.
We all piled into a Volkswagen Beetle. There was 7 of us. It was at a time that we tried to see how many could fit into a car.
We were doing things now that are legal that were illegal back then.
We were all going to go see Black Christmas, okay? We are driving up. We see a big light in the sky.
And or way above the trees.
Hearing each other silly. We are getting closer and closer to the light.
And or way above the trees.
It was a huge Phoenix sign that all the paint had come off. It was at a gas station in the bush on this big pole. A big glowing sign way up above the trees. We almost laughed ourselves silly. In fact, though, it wasn't as scary as Black Christmas. Black Christmas is a really scary film. When we got back, we snuck in the barn. We slept with the lights on. Needless to say, we got caught and were told to go back to our beds. But it was what we needed to do.
I think it would just look like you can't see it. It's not there, translucent.
You're home alone and you hear a noise. I would confront it. If I just leave it, it's going to be in the back of my mind. Go and see what it is.
If something randomly scares me, I twitch and look in that direction.
If I hear something and I'm in the house alone, then I put on the TV and be distracted by that.
It's the spirit who's stuck on this earth. Didn't get the proper send off to the other side.
I believe they're wanderers, okay?
I'd say I believe in spirits, not ghosts.
They're stuck in the middle where they are because they don't think they're dead.
What the hell?
I use common sense and say the wind came in or it was already falling.
They didn't get the proper send off. They're just stuck there, in between, caught in the vines. My aunties would tell me to tell them to just go away.
I think they're like Casper, the ghost.
Seems a lot creepier now than when I was a kid. If you watch how creepy Casper is nowadays, he's ugly compared to when I was a kid.
They don't belong in this place. Tell them to just go away and get out. That's it.
That's how I see spirits. Well, ghosts anyways. I don't know. Same thing, I guess. Well, no.
I believe there is an afterlife. Now I'm more curious how it got there.
Spirits can't actually harm you. They're there for you to acknowledge them. If it is something, then I won't chase that because that might have a bad outcome.
Say I'm being followed and it's dark. Then I try and put my keys between my hands and something to knock them out with. Danger is one thing, fear is another.
A lot of it is in our thoughts. You know, we survived every scary thing that's ever happened to us.
I got a view of the whole Earth in a globe, a clear crystal globe that lights up where the people are who need help. No lights on the ground.
Looks like we got this under control. Takes a strong stomach and pure heart to visit the human plane.
Light beings, report back to headquarters.
Permission to report back.
Granted. Nebula Buddy, report.
I saw some things glowing in the vines, hanging from the cliffs as I was climbing back up.
Lots of bright colors, caught in the clouds, neon flashes. Take a spin, check it out, there's so many. They're under the floating island, swirling around. I don't know if you can see this.
They sparked bright yellow. They need help. The dragons eat gold. They're frightened.
Oh, they're bright. They flicker, catch your eye, shiny. Probably trapped energy, somebody who didn't get a good send-off. Wrapped up into these vines, caught up in words. This stuff can't hurt you if you can see through it. Peel it back, tell them a story. Show them there was really nothing to it.
You gotta have a lot of guts to get out on them vines. This is what you've been training for. Be kind. Be tough. Be safe. We are an elite squadron, shining, bright, strong, untethered to tradition, forging new paths, constantly on the move, never satisfied until we reveal fresh perspective, bringing light to dark spaces, to protect, defend, whoever needs us. That is the code. That is the light.
Some wisdom. There are many lights and many truths. Listen to your heart. That truth is your only light.
Halo the light switch, Crystal Boy, Enerflection. Turn your energies to those lost souls. Back in the trenches. Let's get those lights unstuck. Vibey, Nebula Buddy, Ambassador Ember Red Phoenix, back them up. Take their energy, flip it and reverse it. Let's bring them home.
Think you're real sci-fi? Blending in with the people? Sticking around on the terrestrial plane? Nervous? You were having bad anxiety when it's dark? I used to think of cartoons, good cartoons. Let me help you. Shine a light on your soul. Shine a light on them, and they absorb some bravery, positivity, and strength. Accept that, move forward.
It can be seen from a distance. They're that bright. They're constantly looking. Must be nice. Floating and in the air. Curious to explore. Discover new things. Don't move too fast. I'll take the lead here. You just come on out and come back up with me. I know, you're scared. Use my light source as protection.
I can put my palms together and I have this little light. Anyone in that radius and that circle can be healed. When I close my hands, it's crushed to an atom, glowing.
Light beings, you can stand down. They're on their way up. Nice work, Elite Forces. You do me proud. Climb back up. We got a big feast waiting for you all. Look at all those lights.
It came without warning, and it spreads like wildfire. The virus has killed more than 1
Death has risen overnight in that massive explosion in Beirut. The death toll has climbed to more than 100
Los
people.
Angeles
This
Lakers
morning is
basketball
said to be
star
the most
Kobe Bryant
powerful
has been
blast
killed.
ever seen.
People have been infected with COVID-19 worldwide, according to new numbers
Small
released
border
by
county
Johns
is
Hopkins.
so overwhelmed, doctors are now deciding who lives and who dies from
dead shortly after. The man was 46-year-old George Floyd.
The nation erupted into scenes of chaos, violence, and widespread destruction into the early morning hours. Dozens of American cities up in flames. Hours before a curfew was ordered, the city became a war zone. Large groups torched police cruisers. No justice!
I didn't think 2020 would be this crazy and chaotic. I thought it would be more peaceful. But I was hoping this year would be that year I can find just a tiny bit of who I was looking for. A tiny bit of me. I'm scared, but yet I'm not. I keep trying to find and finding an answer. And I don't know what that answer is. I don't know what I'm looking for.
At first, I didn't know what to think. Then I thought too much. Then I drank too much, ate too much, got high too much, cried too much. Everything to excess. Anything to find an escape. But I think I found myself instead. There were no more distractions, only reflections. Reflections on life, love, the meaning of it all. The reflection in the mirror, who I was, or had become, or will be, or won't.
We had to adjust to a whole new way of life, to find a new way of getting involved with our heritage through a socially distanced lens. This is a slap to my face, a wake-up call. How can I sustain and uplift myself while the world seemed to be falling right before my eyes? The Creator gave us a challenge, and I took it on with open arms.
Did you know cockroaches can live up to a week without their heads? Hold their breath for 40 minutes? With that being said, cockroaches are one of the most resilient species alive. We can survive hundreds of years of mass genocide, hundreds of years of wars, abuse, inequality, and violence. Small but mighty, resilient. That's what being Indigenous in 2020 means.
Nobody could have predicted 2020. For a lot of us, it was a chance to become a better person. I liked the challenge, and it made me feel something I hadn't felt in a while. It was a drive to get better. Every day, I felt like I was making progress. By the second month of the year, I finally quit the job I felt trapped at for the past 3 years.
I don't want to be afraid. I am not, but I am. Confusing, mind lost. I hear myself screaming inside. I am away from reality. Outstanding focus, unbothered. The love for music in my ears, musicality. I am glad to have dance by my side, to use as a shield to protect my mind. I am only away for a little while, and things don't last forever. Bam! Energy stops. I am here in this gloomy world. I need to continue achieving my dreams.
Dance culture is where I want to share and tell the amazing things about movement and the enjoyment. The fun in dance is the style you can develop on your own and learn. It may not be easy, but it takes time. And in that time, you can enjoy the process.
I have been left alone. I travel the roads of ancestors I invent and criticize. I learn my part as if my life depended on it. So, fade up the echoed haunting, take my soul away, and brave my heart, and dance, dance, and dance.
Wow. I am so proud of all of these performers. I'm so happy that I got to be a part of this event. It's been an amazing experience. And as much as I would love to continue viewing these amazing performances, we are now at the end of our 3-day journey of showcases. The show's over, folks. It's been an amazing, inspiring event. I hope these performances have made you think and kept you entertained. So join us next month for 2 additional showcases. They will be in mid-April. We will be bringing you an online presentation of Talking Treaties directed by Ange Loft. Also, at the end of April, our 4th-year students will be performing their showcase. They've been developing individual writing projects under the mentorship of Ed Roy. This will also be a digital presentation. Woo! I would like to take this time to give a warm thank you to our public funders, the Department of Canadian Heritage, Ontario Arts Council, Toronto Arts Council, BMO Financial Group, Miziwe-Bic Aboriginal Employment and Training, and Hastings Park Foundation of Rights and Freedoms, and to all the private funders and people just like you. So have a great evening. Thank you for all the support, and enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you.